Hi, my name is Morton. I'm an exercise science nerd, and I like cycling now, apparently. My background is in strength and conditioning. I've been really lucky to work with some elite athletes that are incredible. Been able to work with people who are a little bit older, who are trying to find their way back in sport, and my favorite YouTuber of all time. The whole premise of this video is that I am experimenting a little bit on myself, if I can turn myself into a decent cyclist. Now, I've worked with a lot of people who have endurance goals, marathon runners, cyclists, stuff like that. Of course, a lot of athletes need to be conditioned for their sport, but I like to experiment on myself, and I like to find problems that are fun, but also kind of difficult at times. So I'm playing basketball, I'm playing soccer 1 to 2 times a week, but I'm really shifting towards more and more cycling. I signed up for a race that I did last year called the Livestrong 100. I finished that in 7.5 hours. I got a screenshot for that. And my goal is to, if I can, get it to 6 hours or stay under 6 hours, right? So I gotta go a little bit faster there, and that'll require some training. Now the event is, I believe, at this point of me recording, about 27 weeks away. I've been training for the past 2 weeks or so, with a little bit more dedication, a little bit more of a plan. So I got a good amount of time, which is really helpful. And what is playing in my favor this year as well is that it is not in September, but it is in October. So it's going to be a little bit colder. I'm in Austin, Texas, so it's hot here. It was 100 degrees last year, so it being a little bit colder should help. But at the same point in time, I'm not necessarily built for riding through the hill country really fast. So there's some excuses already. But I'm 6 feet 9 inches tall and 235 pounds or somewhere around there. So I'm not necessarily the best climber, and I've had a bike for at this point for maybe a year and a half. So not really a super extensive background, of course. Being pretty active throughout the years, I think I got a good base to get into sport. But I'm an endurance cyclist now, and I'm kind of a exercise science nerd, and I really want to figure out how I can do this and document this journey. I've did a whole bunch of tests already. I'm not going over that in this specific video. Probably will do that in the next video. But I did a DEXA scan, I did a blood panel, I did some cycling specific tests, a little bit of lactate testing, a little bit of performance testing, and just a whole bunch of things that I want to look at over the next, 6+ months, see where I am now, and then where I'm going to end up in October. Because one of the reasons as well, other than just improving performance, is improving my health as well. Those two things always go pretty hand in hand. And it's just, for me, it's a lot easier if I have a goal of, hey, I want to achieve this right there, to then also go be a little more in tune with my body and get after some of the things that I know are just healthy for me, right? Just nutrition, all these kind of things. Well, I'll walk over all these things in the next couple of months, and yeah, I'm just pumped to perhaps fail, but ride my bike a lot and just have an excuse to, just have fun with it. Another reason why I am doing this video on myself is because a lot of times when I work with clients, it's just a little bit harder to do case studies and to show some of the things that I do and still respect privacy and just make sure that just doing it on myself, it's kind of like a fun project, and I can really show everything that I think that is relevant without having to think too much about if it's appropriate to share this and this. But I will probably, where it's appropriate here and there, show also a little bit of the client work that I do where it's relevant, where let's say I'm talking about nutrition or lactate testing. I might bring in a client or talk about an example from a client where there's similar things that I'm applying to myself that I have applied with a client before. So you can expect me talking about really everything A to Z when it comes to both health and performance, nutrition, biomechanics, injury history, the difference of adaptations that you get from different exercises you do, how I plan my week, my months, and how I periodize really everything that I do, because I do chase probably too many rabbits to really optimize for one goal, because I do really enjoy playing sports. It's my favorite form of socialization. If I don't do that between now and October, I know I'm just not going to be as healthy and as happy as I could be, so I will be doing a lot of that. At the same time, especially over the summer, there will be about probably two months or so where I am almost exclusively cycling because there's just no season going on, nothing for me to do other than riding around the bike, and I'm just not going to go out of my way to find pickup games or anything like that. So those are the months where I'm really going to be fully dedicated to basically being a cyclist, other than obviously working and running my own business. But yeah, I'm excited. This is a really good excuse for me to act like I'm an athlete, because that's fun. That's what I like to do.
While you're taking in this clip that clearly demonstrates that I am not a professional soccer player, or basketball player for that matter, let me introduce to you the best thing on YouTube. His name is Coop.
Hey guys, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. I've been using Morton to train me and my muscles for about 2 years now. I absolutely love Morton. He is a tremendous both friend, athlete, and trainer. Understands the body really well. Honestly, I could use just about anybody, and I've used Morton for 2 years. I love the guy, and I highly recommend him. And no, he didn't pay me to say it. But if he did, I'd say even nicer things.
In the next video, I'll talk a little bit more about what I am testing, right? Like, what am I paying attention to? Because there's about probably at least 100 metrics that I could go after and try to worry about, between like all the tests that I did, blood testing, performance testing, and just anything, you know, wearables and all that, heart rate. There's going to be only a couple that I think are really important, right? So I'm going to be talking about those. I'm going to be talking about what I really want to improve. And then from then on, just going to be talking a lot more about training, how I'm working on improving these things, kind of the obstacles and trade-offs between health and performance, because there are trade-offs. Health does not always equal performance, even though there's a pretty big overlap. But I'm going to be talking about where I am going one way or another. I'm going to talk about some practical things that you might be able to apply for yourself. Yeah, I can't wait to do this, get after it, tell the story of how I'm trying to become a average-ish cyclist, and stay tuned.